Hello, I'm Dr. Joshua Dignam, a Research Associate at the University of Strathclyde. I'm very pleased to join Dr. Aisah Aubdool, Lecturer in Cardiovascular Pharmacology at Queen Mary University of London, to continue the WCP 2023 interview series. Today, we're delighted to be joined by Professor Helen Kwanashie. Helen is a Professor of Pharmacology and Guidance-Counsellor at the National Open University of Nigeria. She is also a Fellow of numerous learned societies, including the British Pharmacological Society and the West African Society for Pharmacology, of which she is a former president. Helen has served on the Executive Committee of the International Union of Basic and Clinical Pharmacology and will be speaking at numerous sessions at the 19th World Congress of Basic and Clinical Pharmacology in Glasgow this July. Thank you for joining us, Helen.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to meet you, Joshua. Aisha, we have met before.
So if I could kick things off, you'll be sharing your expertise at numerous sessions at WCP 2023, including 2 debate sessions and a poster presentation. Could you tell us a little bit more about these?
Yes, and the first one, the interdependence of basic and clinical pharmacology, is actually a debate that I proposed in the planning stages, and I was very excited to see it included in the final program. The aim really is to portray basic and clinical pharmacology as 2 divisions of the same subject, pharmacology, and not as separate or distinct entities, and that the 2 are so related. One leads to the other and backwards. For example, the outcome of laboratory research, that's the Benchside, translates to medicines that are used in the clinic, and that's the hospital side, and then back again. So it's from Benchside to bedside and back in a seemingly never-ending circle. So that's what the whole debate is about. It's meant to be interactive. So apart from 3 of us who are speakers, the audience is going to participate in a robust manner. There's room for dissenting opinions, but basically we have a basic pharmacologist who is myself. Then Dr. Pierre Marquet from France is the clinical pharmacologist, and we are going to be presenting our perspectives as to what we think the relationship between basic pharmacology and clinical pharmacology should be. Then there is Dr. Makutsa from South Africa, who will do the translation bit, which is the bridge between the 2. I would say that our overall goal is to, hopefully, we hope, is to portray the fact that both basic and clinical pharmacology, we don't need to engage in competition. Rather, we expect to cooperate with each other and advance the subject matter of pharmacology. The other one, I'm also a speaker at another symposium, Closing the Inequality Gap in Education. It's also a debate. It's actually a debate, which is more or less like a specialized symposium. And there, about 5 of us, 6 of us actually, are going to come with different perspectives about the subject, which we have put out in our abstract and invited people to join in the discussion so that they can ask questions relating to whatever they wish to discuss. For example, I'm coming from the perspective that closing inequalities in education is a developmental goal. It's a United Nations developmental goal, because you see it everywhere, particularly in the SDGs, even as in the previous MDGs that existed before the Sustainable Development Goals. And then the poster is an outcome of a project collaboration between the University of Leeds and our own university, whereby our students meet and undertake joint projects, capstone projects, supervised by facilitators from both universities. So we created that together, and we are presenting it together with the team lead from the University of Leeds. So those are the 3 that I'm contributing to the WCP 2023.
Thanks, Helen. They sound like they're going to be very exciting sessions, which leads me to my next question, which is, are there any other sessions that you're particularly looking forward to at the Congress?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's crazy. I'm a bit of Oliver Twist. I always want more. So since we received the program some months back, I've been trying to create my personal timetable and fit in all the things that I want to see. I intend to attend keynote address, symposia, workshops, oral communications, the whole gamut, poster sessions, and everything. And what I have done is that from the beginning, maybe about 8:30 until in the evening, I will try to keep myself occupied. Of course, take breaks here and there because self-care is very important. But I'm looking forward to the exciting program. I think Professor David Webb and Professor Amrita Aluwailia, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, together with the IUPHAR President and Secretary General, Ingolf and Michael, they've done excellently well in planning the program. There is something in it for everybody. There's something in it for everybody. And I study the program like a book because I don't want to miss out.
And I'm glad to hear that you've studied the program very well. Why would you say that it's important to attend WCP 2023?
First of all, it comes up once in 4 years. No thanks to COVID. This is the 5th year after we met in Kyoto in Japan. And it's the grand meeting of all pharmacologists, regardless of your area of interest, regardless of your gender, your race or ethnicity, or which part of the world you are from. This is where we meet. There's the menu served us. It covers the full spectrum of pharmacology. So there's always something in it for everybody. And the way the program is planned, the delivery uses several modes. So you have keynote lectures, you have symposia, you have workshops, you have debates, you have oral communications, you have posters. There's something that will meet the learning or teaching needs of anyone. And I think it's particularly important for us to have this kind of interaction once in a while. For all categories of people, young and old.
We're all looking forward to WCP 2023, and we have delegates from 78 different countries who have already registered, and some of them are early career researchers, which for both BPS and IUPHAR are the future for pharmacology. Have you got any advice for ECRs on how they can make the most of WCP 2023?
Yes, certainly. I have advice for ECRs and a number of people coming from Nigeria. We used to be a large contingent to the WCPs, but this year we are not so many, but some of us will still be there. So Nigeria is one of those 78 countries. Now, this is the early career researchers, like you rightly said, are the future of pharmacology. And IUPHAR recognizes that. And that is why, together with the BPS, they were highly recognized in the program, apart from the keynote lectures, for the symposia and the workshops and the debate. The stipulation is that an ECR must be present as a speaker. So you see them standing shoulder to shoulder with their more senior counterparts from other parts of the world. I think there's nothing that is so morale boosting or confidence building as something like that. So the advice I will give to them is that they should make the most of the Congress. For example, usually when I attend the IUPHAR congresses, and I started in 1985 and 1987 in Australia, by 7 o'clock, I'm ready. Sometimes 6:30. I even attend ECR programs because I steal ideas which I take home to share with my postgraduate students and even with my colleagues. And some of them, I find them useful for myself. And let me tell you, I meet some of my colleagues there. Sometimes I meet professors at the ECR, and we promise not to take your time. But here's my advice. Go to the boot camps. Make sure you attend the sessions with me, the editors, because your senior colleagues will be there. And then if you are new to teaching, which I expect most ECRs will be, also attend the new to pharmacology workshop. Make sure you talk to people, the coffee sessions, the lunch. Don't sit alone or talk to people from only your university or your group, so that you can forge collaborations, innovations, and stuff like that. And then after the Congress, there are a lot of ways too that ECR can benefit from the interaction they had during the Congress. For example, and particularly for resource-limited countries, you can forge friendships that will allow laboratory visits or some other kinds of collaboration, like the collaboration we have my university, the National Open University of Nigeria, with the University of Leeds, was formed at a conference. So it's something many, many years back. It's something that builds up with time. Your own students will benefit from it. And in fact, the benefits are just too many. So you can have mentors from across the borders. You can have local mentors in your university, but you can also have international mentors who will assist you with some other aspects of your academic or professional life. So I expect that the ECRs will be vibrant, and some students also are there. Not just graduate pharmacologists, students, postgraduate students, undergraduate students. And if I may add, I notice that in the WCPs, it's not only pharmacologists who come. Biochemists are there, physiologists are there, anatomists are there, chemists are there. And it's not surprising because the world is faced every day with lots of drugs, both useful ones for medicines and the ones that have potential to damage the environment and have toxicological problems. So everybody practices pharmacology, and I'm happy to be a pharmacologist.
Thank you, Helen. Lastly, could you also tell us a little bit about the satellite meeting at WCP?
I love satellite meetings, and I want to encourage everyone who is coming to the WCP 2023 to attend at least one satellite meeting. If anyone is of interest to you, please attend it. There are many good reasons. One, travel, right? You go to 2 conferences because that becomes a separate meeting, right? With one, travel, discounted accommodation, and usually the registration fee for the satellite meetings is very, very low. I would like to promote in particular the pharmacology education satellite meeting. The reason is that most pharmacologists combine research with teaching. So in a way, we are all educators. I'm one of those who have been campaigning that we need to have an education qualification. And I followed it through by having a postgraduate diploma in education. And because I find that I need those skills to enhance my teaching of pharmacology, but I've digressed. Now, even if you don't have a qualification like I do in education, you should attend the education satellite meeting. It is 2 days, on the 1st and on the 2nd. It is packed full. It is a mini WCP. We have a symposia, we have workshop, we have oral communications and posters. Excellent program. I always attend them from Cape Town. I think Cape Town was the first one I went to. Then in Kyoto in Japan, and now here. I even have a presentation there on EDI and practical solutions to EDI in education, in pharmacology education specifically. So I'm excited, I'm charged, I'm looking forward to attending the WCP. I've noted some social events, and the city of Glasgow promises to be really great. So I want to shout out to everybody. If you have not registered, it's not too late. Come on board, and we are going to have a great 1 week in Glasgow.
Thank you, Helen, for speaking to us today. It has been a great pleasure, and I look forward to all your sessions as well as meeting you at WCP 2023.
Thank you. You're most welcome. Thank you very much.
If you have not registered for the meeting, please check our website for details on the scientific program and registration. We also have an option for a group booking discount, and we have exciting sessions and activities for everyone, especially early career researchers. This includes career zone, short talks on various career pathway in pharmacology, networking sessions such as coffee with an expert, bootcamp session like Helen mentioned earlier on, as well as public engagement activities. We're also inviting application for volunteers to support us at WCP 2023. There are multiple roles available. So for more information and the application process, please visit our website. We look forward to meeting you all in July for WCP 2023.